Hey folks, we are out here on another awesome adventure. We're actually already at the camp, and there is moose droppings everywhere. Just take a look at this. Look, there's moose droppings there. There's moose droppings there. There's just a ton of moose droppings in here. As you can see, look, moose droppings there. Moose droppings over there. And I think there's also rabbit droppings as well. More moose droppings there. A ton of it over there. So there's moose droppings everywhere. We're out here for 9 days, 9 days, and yeah, so I'm thinking that today, on this first day, this is going to be more so just a camping and a cooking day, just today. I am going to mark out where we're going to build the shelter. I'll put some rope, and I'll give you guys a quick little course so you guys can see. I'm going to build a shelter from this tree to this tree to this tree, and then back to this tree, so it's going to be kind of like a triangle, I guess, more so. But I'm going to put some rope there, rope it up. But I don't think I'm going to actually build it because it's just such a beautiful day that today I just want to enjoy the scenery. I want to enjoy the sun and the warmth. It's actually really warm today. Trying to figure out if I'm going to sleep in the tent or the hammock. I have both, and I'm going to set both up no matter what. But I'm thinking I'm going to sleep in the tent out by the river. There's no snow. The ground is soft. It's not frozen, so it's beautiful out by the main river. So I'm thinking we're going to stay out there tonight and then come back in here tomorrow and sleep in the hammock. So but before we do anything, I'm going to grab a drink. I actually got my filter with me this time, first time since November. We'll be using the filter, and we're out here for 9 days. I'm not bringing that much gas and not having to rely on the fire that much for the drink, just to get a drink. So I brought my filter, and yeah, so let's grab a drink, probably make some coffee. We'll set up camp, and then I'll rope off where the shelter is going to be. But we probably won't build it today. But when we wake up tomorrow morning, we'll probably start it then. Okay folks, so I got the string ran now, which will be basically the outline of the shelter. You can see how it triangles off, so the string comes down over to that tree, it wraps around that tree, over to this tree over here, and then back. I got to tie it off right here, but that's only because I ran out of string, ran out of rope just on that one roll. I got a ton of rope with me, but I just ran out on this one. So really this knot would actually go back to here. So that is basically to give you guys an idea. That is how the shelter will look. It'll be like a triangle. And then the door, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the door on this side, on the wider side, or I might just keep the door over here and maybe even build over these two trees as well, and sort of have like a little porch or even like a little area to dry out wood, to leave wood there, let it dry and whatnot. So we're going to start that bright and early tomorrow morning. But right now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to set up the tent, and then we're going to get our lunch on the go. I'm in pretty heavy, we're in pretty heavy coyote territory. So I don't really want to cook while it's nighttime. I don't mind having a fire, but I think we're going to try to keep our meals during the day. Like I said, we're in some very serious coyote territory. But anyways, we got the shelter mapped out with the rope, with the string, just so that, you know, I'm not that creative when it comes to bushcraft. So I almost need to see something in order to be able to do it. So almost like a blueprint or something. So we got that strung out, and that's the plan. And we'll start that tomorrow morning. But for now, let's set up camp, and then we'll get our supper on the go. And yeah, so let's do it. folks, we got our tent up just in time. It just started to snow like crazy, so I got a time lapse going over there of all the clouds, which is probably not much of a time lapse now because everything's gray, but I'll probably get a couple nice shots of the sceneries, and then we're gonna go back into the wilderness, actually into where we're building the shelter. We're gonna cook our supper and then maybe hang out out here as the sun goes down. And I forgot to show you guys as well. I'll show you guys in a second, but I got a light that I'm allowing to charge up. It's solar powered light. It's pretty cool actually, so I'm looking forward to trying that tonight, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so this here is my little solar panel light. As you can see, there's the cord, there's the solar, and then here's the actual light. I'm gonna unhook this part. There we go, because the sun is pretty well gone now anyways, or the sun is gone. And I'm going to put the solar panel in the tent just to protect it, to keep it good. And really this light is actually designed to be going over your door. There's a sensor on it and whatnot, but I figured I'd give it a shot out here. I think it would be really good in the summertime. It'll save on batteries and stuff, you know. Usually when I'm filming at night, I usually use my headlamp. So this should eliminate the headlamp and plus the solar, so I should never have to really worry about the battery. So I'm pretty excited to try it out tonight. It's really bright. There's a lot of sun exposed to it today because it was pretty bright here for a while, so we'll see how good that goes tonight. And yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this. But I'm going to put the solar panel back in the tent, and then we'll take this into the woods and we'll get our supper on the go. Okay folks, so today for supper we're going to cook half of an onion, Got my cutting board there, and we're going to have a burger. And I also got a carbonated water as well. I've got a beautiful fire going here now. We're going to let that burn down. I'm actually going to cook the onions on the gas so that it's more controllable. I can control it a little bit better with the heat and whatnot. But I'm probably going to fill up the our Stanley cooker, which is hanging right there, and probably throw that on for another cup of coffee maybe. Or at the very least just have some warm water, even just for the sake of warming up. And I got all the wood right here drying out, but it's still daylight, which is awesome. So we're eating while it's still daylight, which is great. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get that started now, and let's see how that turns out. All right, the onions are sizzling and the hamburger's cooking. Beautiful little fire, beautiful coals. We'll burn the rest of this wood, and then we'll probably hang out by the river until it's completely dark, and then we'll call it a night. Alrighty, the onions are done, so we'll go ahead and put them onto the plate. Yeah, they're really good. Probably put a couple of those onions on the burger as well. I'm not really sure if the burger is done. Yeah. The burger's done. The wind is after picking up again. Well folks, we got supper out of the way now, and it's starting to get pretty cold actually, so I'm probably just going to hang out by the fire, and then we'll go over and crawl into bed, and yeah, and we'll call it a night. That light that I'm using, that solar light that I showed you guys earlier, is doing an excellent job. It's super bright, so I actually got it pretty far away, and it's lighting up everything all around, so yeah, I'm just going to let this die down a little, and then we're going to hop into the tent. It's getting pretty windy now, which is why it's cold. So yeah, hope you're enjoying the adventure thus far. Well folks, we are in the tent now. It's super windy out there, but I'm pretty sure it said the winds were supposed to gust up to, like, I'm not sure if it was 60 or 80 kilometers an hour, something like that. But that's one good thing about the tent, is that it kind of eliminates the wind chill. So I'm glad we decided to sleep in the tent. But I'm going to see if I can get some sleep now. It's only early, it's only 7:30, but it's dark out now. So yeah, see if we can get some sleep and then wake up early and have some coffee and maybe start, or I guess we will start building our shelter. So good night and God bless, and I'll see you in the morning. Well folks, we survived the first night, and it is really cold, but we made it. So we're going to get up and start moving, get some blood flowing through our body again, and we'll have a coffee that'll warm us up, and yeah, let's see what today brings. Gotta let my sleeping bag dry out. It's a little bit wet from the condensation between my body temperature and the outside temperature, but got the solar panel hooked up again. It's a beautiful clear blue sky, so letting the light soak up some sun. And I was thinking about going back into the where we're building the shelter and having like a little twig stove to make coffee, but it's such a beautiful sunny morning that I'm thinking I might just hang out up here just for breakfast, and then we'll go and start building. Alright, so for breakfast this morning we got ourselves another peanut butter sandwich. We're gonna have some tea biscuits, and of course our delicious fresh cup of ground coffee. Well folks, I tried to start with this cross brace here first, but it was just too heavy and I couldn't do it. So instead I put this smaller one up first right here. This is really sturdy. Oh yeah, I could probably hang off that, literally. But yeah, so I'll put this one up first and I'll let it overhang so I can rest the bigger one up on top of it. Then we'll go over to that tree, and then we'll fill in, and then we'll put the cross brace across these two, and then the frame will be done then, and then it's really just to start filling it in. So pretty exciting stuff starting to come around, starting to look good.